Oh, we have seen so far about the glucose structure, its epimerization, how it is different from fructose, and a few reactions that are very, very essential, not only from the examination point of view, but from the biological, that is our own body, how it behaves. So you can see that some part of the glucose is converted into fat. That is an indication that if you take too much rice or too much potato and do not work, it will not be converted into energy, but rather it will be deposited as fat. And also some part of glucose is converted into alcohol. So alcohol is a very good sedative for the body, but far in a meager and little quantity as required by the body. And today we will see how the structure of glucose is established in the pyranose. So I have told you about pyranose and pyranose form. Pyran is a six-membered ring with oxygen inside the ring, and that will be called as pyranose. Furan is a four-membered oxygen incorporated cyclic molecule, and that will be that form which has got 1,4 linkage will be furanose. That form which has 1,5 linkage will be pyranose. Okay, so I am sharing the screen of the structure establishment. So let us see how it works out. And here I am just showing you the tautomerism, or what we have seen, the epimers. Okay, epimers, diastereomers, enantiomers are all isomers, but just differ only in the some changes, whether they are mirror images, whether they are uh, there are some relative things like that. Okay, so I have also told you to remember the hemiacetal structure. Again and again, I am telling that hemiacetal structure is very essential because it suggests the uh, this interconversion of one form of glucose, that is alpha D glucose, into other form of glucose, beta D glucose. We call these two as anomers. Okay, anomers. So I am highlighting what is happening here. You can see the OH on the right side and it is going into the left side. This is the open chain glucose. It can go like this or it can go like this. So this is a reversible arrow there. So they are interconvertible, right? So here you can see that I'm numbering the atoms: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. This is sixth carbon atom. So first carbon atom is linked via oxygen group to the fifth carbon atom. That comes out in the chair form like this. We have seen already how it is established, right? So here you put OH, HOH, HOH. And again, the same thing is there here for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1,5 linkage. Always remember, when you put 1,5 linkage, it is a cyclic structure of pyranose. For linkage, the pyranose form. Okay, and that we have already seen how it works out, linkage and the percentage of linkage there. So this results in the muta rotation of the glucose. So how do you determine the ring size? What are the two ring sizes? One is 6-membered ring with oxygen at the center. The other one is 5-membered ring with oxygen at the center. And this comes to about 98%. This comes to about 2% in the entire structure. And here you will have an extra CH2OH contributing to 6 carbon atoms, right? So let us go to what has happened, and I'll just show you the methoxy derivative. Here you can see that I am putting methanol in the presence of dry HCl, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Molecular formula is C6H12O6. So it is 1,5 linkage, 1 through oxygen. Okay. So because of that, this structure is quite similar to the boat structure. That is the chair form of the structure. So first carbon atom, fifth carbon atom, linked by means of oxygen here. Linked by means of oxygen. When it is treated with CH3OH in dry HCl, you can see one OCH3 is formed. Here you can see this derivative. This is called as the methoxy derivative. This methoxy derivative is also accurately named as ethyl alpha D glucose. Okay, methoxy, ethyl, I think it is not. It is actually, it should be methyl. The booklet wrong. It is methyl alpha D glucose because there is no ethyl group there. So you are also calling glucose. Glucose means you have to count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms you have counted. This one is methoxy. So it is actually methyl alpha D glucose, right? Now, there is no aldehydic reaction. The important point that you have to write is there is no aldehydic reaction. What should happen if there is an aldehyde? If there was an aldehyde, it should suggest oxime reaction. It should suggest ozone formation. It should suggest Mollis test. It should suggest Thalens reagent test. It should suggest Benedict's reagent test. All these tests we are going to do most probably in the practical examination. So let us hope that we go to the lab someday in future, right? So this again is another isomer. Here you have OH on the right side, and here you have OH on the left side. Now the purpose is again the same thing. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 linked by means of the oxygen. Same structure like this. Oxygen. Now why do we put it boat form or chair form? Because every bond length here is having sp2 hybridized bond length, 109 degrees, 28 minutes. So when you have to satisfy equal bond length, you have to take the cyclic structure, you have to take the Stein structure, and you cannot put a structure like this. This is just for our reference. Okay, so again, this reacts with the molecule in the presence of dry HCl, forming a OCH3 derivative. Now this is methyl beta D glucose. Methyl beta 2 glucose. Again, this gives a byproduct of H2O, and there is no aldehydic reactions. All the 5 reactions. Now the beauty with this is that you can separate crystalline product. When you separate crystalline product, you will get about some percentage. Let me just say, not exactly 98%. Some percentage, like for example, major product as alpha methoxy D glucose. In the இடத்துல separation possible இல்ல. D glucose separation is not possible. Why? Because you cannot. It is in the solution form, and to get into a crystalline form, it's a bit difficult. But when you have methoxy derivative, chemistry பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ரியாக்ஷனுக்கு அப்புறம் நீங்க வந்து stable product கொண்டு வரணும், crystalline formல கொண்டு வரணும். Everything can be brought down into the crystalline form by cooling or by changing you study those things in the phase room. But how easily it can be brought into the crystalline form in the laboratory can be done by certain reactions, and one such reaction is methoxy derivative. That is why you might have seen that in the lab preparations, in the organic preparations in the lab, when you do organic preparations, when you prepare the crystalline sample, you also submit along with the crude sample. You have to prepare a methyl derivative or you prepare a acetyl derivative. Why? Because it gives more crystalline product. Some derivatives give very good crystalline product, and it is dependent on the characteristic property of the molecule. So alpha glucose and beta glucose separation is difficult. Alpha glucose and beta glucose separation is difficult. But when you have methoxy derivative, alpha methoxy and beta methoxy, they will give slightly different colors, and the separation can be possible. And also, they are optically active. Optically active. So you can measure the activity. You can measure the activity. Already, I have told you that it is about 119. I think it is 119. The activity, the sugar activity is about, what is activity? 112. It is 112 degrees, and this is 90. This is the rotation of light, plane polarized light. Rotation of plane polarized light. I'll explain later what plane polarized light is, but you can see it is a property you can directly measure. When you lay them in the solution, you will get about plus 53 degrees. That is 112 plus 112 plus 119 goes on to become plus 53. This also goes on to become plus 53 when the temperature is raised. Okay. So this is a suggestion that it exists in. When they ask you, how will you determine the ring size of the glucose cyclic structure, you have to write this reaction first. After writing the epimers, after writing the mutarotation. For that mutarotation, I have already explained what mutarotation is. Okay. So the next important part is, for the determination of the glucose is the formation of 2, 3, 4 trimethyl glutaric acid. Plus acetic acid. So you can see we are taking in the place of OCS3, we have to have OH. OH means glucose. Okay, OH means glucose. Okay, but what we have done, we have taken the methoxy derivative OCS3. How many OCS3 are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is why it is tetra O-methyl D glucose. So this is a derivative we can prepare directly with methanol. So you have glucose plus methanol will give this mild reaction. Glucose plus methanol in I think it is prepared in the year . So you can see the oxidation reaction here in the presence of strong acid. What has happened? This has been converted into COOH, and these three remain the same. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, same. Here, this CHO is converted into an acid. Oxidation. Here, this CHOH is converted into COOH. CO, this hydrogen is removed and one oxygen is added. That is a glutaric acid. It is called as the glutaric acid. It's a dicarboxylic acid and you have methyl derivatives. So glutaric acid already we have seen in, I think probably 2 days ago we have seen how glutaric acid and glycolic acid was formed. Tartaric acid and glycolic acid was formed in the case of. So you can just recollect tartaric, word member, and then glutaric, two membered in the case of fructose. Okay, so here this is acetic acid. Acetic acid. So you get 1, 2, 3 trimethoxy, glutaric acid, and glutaric acid means it's a 5-membered ring. It suggests that there is a cleavage. Cleavage na breaking. What is happening here? Breaking is taking place. So break in the molecule வந்து அப்படியே வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஆசிடா வந்து. It was like an acid. Why does it break? It breaks because first carbon atom, second carbon atom, third carbon atom, fourth carbon atom, fifth carbon atom are linked by means of an oxygen atom like this. Okay. This is the structure that suggests that we have a chair form of structure like this. Okay, this is the structure. If this cyclic form was not there, cleavage could not have taken place. Cyclic form இல்லைன்னா இந்த இடத்துல பிரேக்கே ஆகாது. அப்படியே டைரக்டா உங்களுக்கு இந்த என்ன ஆசிட் கிடைக்கும்? COOH போட்டு CHOH போட்டு 4 times. Okay, then COOH அப்படி வந்திருக்கும் oil oxidation. It's just a plain sorbitol or some other acid you would have got. But because there is a cleavage, an important point that you have to write is because of the cleavage, it suggests that there is 1,5 linkage. So as a result of that, you are getting the trimethoxy derivative. Okay, by 6-membered ring example எழுதுறதுக்காக நீங்க என்ன எழுதணும்? First reaction வந்து நீங்க tautomerism, the hemiacetal formation, and then you have to write epimers, how this existed. That is epimers. These two are the epimers there. Yeah, right. And then you prepared the methoxy derivative. Why we prepare methoxy derivative means it is easily separatable in the crystalline form. So they can be identified by means of optical reactivity. And that suggested the presence of 2 forms of glucose. Write that, we have to write 1 OH on the left side, 1 OH on the right side. Okay. Then glucose is to be treated with methanol, and then you get a pentacarbon derivative plus acetic acid. It suggests that there is a cleavage at the bottom portion of the glucose where the ring, something exists like this. Okay, here CH2. Okay. If this CH2 was inside the ring, cleavage is not possible. No cleavage. In the CH2, இதுக்குள்ள இருந்ததுன்னா cleavage வந்து possible இல்லை. The CH2 வெளியே இருக்கிறதுனால easier it comes out like an acetic acid. Okay. So that is it. And then going to the next part, how you determine. You can see that it is linked by means of 1,5 linkage. Already atom numbers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alpha D glucose. This is known as the Fischer formula. Fischer formula கேட்கும்போது நீங்க வந்து இந்த மாதிரி flat எழுதணும் without any consideration of the bonds. இதுதான் Haworth projection formula அப்படிங்கும்போது you have to write a pyranose form. Pyran is like this. It goes like this, 16-membered ring. இந்த மாதிரி ஆக்சிஜன் இருக்கிறதுனால இது இங்க இருக்கு இல்லையா? These two are the same oxygen atoms. Okay. Now what you have to note is this 1,5 linkage. அவ்வளவு பெருசா பாண்ட் எல்லாம் கிடையாது. இந்த போர்ஷன் தான் இது, இந்த போர்ஷன் தான் இது. இந்த ரெட் அண்டர்லைன் போர்ஷன் இங்க இருக்கு இல்லையா, இது வந்து சிம்பிளா இருக்கு. இது ஒரு பாண்டு, இந்த பாண்ட் இது, ரைட்? திஸ் இஸ் திஸ் பாண்ட். இந்த பாண்ட் இங்கிருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சு இங்க முடியறது வந்து இது. Right? But for illustration purpose, we are drawing like this, very lengthy thing like this. But here it is just an oxygen. Oxygen is there, you can see. Oxygen is there. Here also you have the oxygen. Okay. So in the Fisher formula, you write a straight chain, and remember to put the hydrogen, that is the thiode hydroxide, on the left. Very important point. 3 carbon atom OH here to the left for D-glucose. Okay, that means, you know, this is the formula that has been established with the D-glucose and alpha D-glucose. Now, if this OH goes to the right, it becomes a beta D-glucose. So you can see that this OH is turned in blue. Which one? That is connected to the oxygen. This hydroxyl group is this one. This hydroxyl group is this one. So how many OH at the bottom? One. Suppose if you are able to draw a ring like this. Suppose if you are able to draw a ring like this. You can see that it is just like a placed on the table. When you shade like this, it means that we are placing it on the plane. Placing it on the plane. Shaded portion. The shaded portion is facing you. The unshaded portion, that is this one, is away from you. Okay. Then this is just a plane, and you can just draw these things like this. Okay. So here comes the oxygen. Oxygen என்பது ரெண்டு தான் வேலன்சி, 1 வேலன்சி 2 வேலன்சி, இதெல்லாம் கிடையாது. ரைட்டா? கார்பன் எல்லாம் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா கார்பன் ஹியர், கார்பன் 2 ஹியர், வேலன்சி 1, வேலன்சி 2, வேலன்சி 3, வேலன்சி 4. கார்பன் ஹியர், வேலன்சி 1, வேலன்சி 2, வேலன்சி 3, வேலன்சி 4. சரி, 4 வந்தாச்சு. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. ஆக்சிஜனுக்கு 2 வேலன்சி, மற்றது எல்லாருக்கும் வந்து 4 வேலன்சி. Okay. In this, you can remember that OH comes to the bottom, H next, OH next, and OH next. Here you have CH2OH. CH2OH. And the methyl group போட்டு நீங்க டெட்ராமெத்தில் குரூப் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும்போது ரிங் கிளீவேஜ் நடக்குது இல்லையா, ஸ்ட்ராங் நைட்ரிக் ஆசிட்ல, அது வந்து இந்த குரூப் தான். இதுதான் வெளியே போயிட்டு CH3 COOH ஃபார்ம் ஆயிடுது. Right? That is the reaction that we have seen here in the presence of strong nitric acid. The cleavage you can see. Okay. So in this you put one OH at the bottom, but OH to the left. Right, you can see. Sorry. So something is happening there. So the system is probably hanging. All right. Okay. Now you can see that you have established the position formula. So I'll just again. Oh, it is not. So I think here you have got OH. Even in the books, they are making so many wrong, right? ஆக்சுவலாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பீட்டா டி குளுக்கோஸில் இது OH இப்படி இருக்கா, OH இப்படி இருக்கு, ஹெச் இப்படி இருக்கா, ஹெச் இப்படி இருக்கு, OH இப்படி இருக்கா, OH இப்படி இருக்கு. இந்த OH ஆக்சுவலாக மேலே வரணும். இந்த புக்லேயே ராங் கொடுத்துருக்கான். ஸோ இட் இஸ் கிவன் திஸ் OH ஷுட் பி ஆன் தி டாப் ஹியர். ஏன்னா இங்கே ஹெச் இருக்கு, OH கீழே இருக்கு. டவுன் இருக்கா, டவுன். This is up. Okay, so this is beta and this is alpha. In the book it is given as wrong. Okay, so oxygen is there, the same numbering is there. Anything you do, you put OH at the top, you call it as beta D glucose in the higher structure, and OH at the bottom you call it as the alpha D glucose structure. Remember, this is equivalent to the chair form structure like this. Oxygen. ரெண்டுமே ஈக்குவலண்ட் தான். ஓகே, இப்போ நீங்கள் எப்படி வேணாலும் நீங்கள் OH ஹெச் எப்படி வேணாலும் நீங்கள் போட்டு, பட் ஆக்சிஜனில் இங்கே எதுவும் போடக்கூடாது, இங்கே எதுவும் போடக்கூடாது, இங்கே எதுவும் போடக்கூடாது. ரெண்டு தான், இது ஒன்று இது ஒன்று போடணும். ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஹவு டு எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் தி ring structure of glucose based on certain reactions. I hope you have understood it. I'll just sum up. You have to write the first the epimers, that is these two isomers of using 1,5 linkages. We just call it as the tautomers or even epimers. And this is epimerization. The process is called as epimerization. And then the reaction with methanol in the presence of diallyl HCl, it gives rise to alpha methoxy and beta methoxy glucose, which are separable. And then the third reaction is with oxidation with the strong nitric acid. In the strong nitric acid, you get trimethyl glutaric acid plus acetic acid. This suggests the cleavage. Cleavage means breaking of a CH2OH group. Whatever inside the ring, it goes inside the ring, and it forms a long chain molecule like this. So the alpha methoxy and trimethoxy glutaric acid are suggestive of Haworth formula of glucose. How Haworth formula is written is like this. In the left you have got glucose alpha structure, in the down you have got beta D glucose structure. It is written in the cyclic form. The cyclic form exists in the chair form like this. Okay. I think if you have any doubt, you can ask me there. I'm just stopping the session because it's going to end in 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can raise them. Right.